Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and all glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakodash. This lesson is going to be titled Keeping the Faith, starting off at Revelation 2 and 5. Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. So what he's talking about is, remove your flame that you have, the fire that you had for this ministry, and it being, quenched. Let me read this in the NLT. Look how far you have fallen. Turn back to me and do the works you did at first. If you don't repent, I will come and remove your lampstand from its place among the churches. Exactly, man. So the Lord can remove you if you're not on fire. The Lord sees that, you're not doing your best effort. You're not doing your due diligence. Maintaining the flow you have with the Spirit. That's what it's talking about. You're not maintaining it. You're not growing. Instead, you're just slowly decreasing, and you're pushing this word out, a whole lot slower and less. And that's what it's talking about. And why you need to, always be diligent. You need to always have this truth in mind. Like when you think, you gotta always be thinking this. This ain't just a hobby. This is a lifestyle. When serving the Lord. So of course we gotta maintain that fire. We can't let it dwindle. Let it go too low because we got too comfortable on this side of the world. We need to make sure the flame doesn't go out. Make sure it goes even higher. That's what we need to be doing. Make sure the flame goes even higher and higher. That's what the Lord wants. That's what we gotta do. So we gotta keep increasing every single day. Learn more about this scriptures, this ministry, the language, everything. There's always room to grow. So, you shouldn't be creating excuses. So that way you can just relax or, just be comfortable in the world instead. Because that's not what the Lord wants. The Lord doesn't want you to fall back into the world. The Lord wants you out of it. That's why the Lord gave you this understanding. So that's why, you need to maintain that fire. Otherwise, you're going to be pushed back into the world. And for what? For nothing. You're not going to have anything. You're still going to be stuck in the same position that you were. So being part of this world is really just a judgment. If you're 2/3. And that's why I'm saying, like, you need to keep the faith. You need to keep the fire going. And don't let it dwindle. Next, let me get Galatians 1 and 10. For do I now persuade men or the Most High? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I shall not be the servant of Hamashiach. Exactly, man. So let me read it in NLT. Obviously, I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of the Most High. If pleasing people were my goal, I will not be Hamashiach's servant. Exactly, man. We're not here to serve the people, to serve, to persuade people, everyone into this ministry. We're only trying to persuade the elect, which the elect will, they'll come unto here, come unto this ministry. So they'll be taken out of this world from hearing this word. Because to be a servant of the Lord, We're not trying to please people. We're trying to please the Lord. You know, the Lord sees all. So I mean, the Lord sees your intentions and everything. So you can't hide that from the Lord. But you know, if we're trying to please people, then this ministry, you know, it's not it, because this word is not for the people. It's not for the people of this world. It's for the, you know, spiritual. You know, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Because this world is tainted and corrupted. You know, the Lord doesn't deal with any of that. The Lord deals with the pure and righteous. Next, let me get Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, this is it. Let me read this again. Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. That's what we're gonna get, man. We're gonna receive true power, and rule over all these other heathen. You know, and get control of the land. You know, if you're the elect, you know, you're gonna be a king. You're gonna deny being king and a servant of the Lord. That way you can what? Just be a crappy ruler on this earth, like on Esau's side. 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. See, and pretty much what it's saying is how, you know, these nations are like clay, like a clay pot, and we're gonna be ready to, you know, break them. And that's what we're gonna do to all these nations. They're gonna break, you know, with the power of the Lord on our side. And these nations won't be nothing compared to, you know, what we think they are. You know, they're really nothing on the Lord's side, in the Lord's eyes. And we see it too. Those with a spiritual eye, we see that these nations are nothing. Because the ones you shouldn't fear are the man. You shouldn't fear man. You should fear the ones who control man and everything else, which is Yahweh. Because we see where things come from. Everything originates from the Lord. So we shouldn't be fearing man. We should be fearing the Lord, man, at the end of the day. Next, let me get Revelation 3:5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. And I will not blot out his name of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Exactly, man. All those who are victorious, you know, all who are victorious will be clothed in white. I will never erase their names in the book of life. And that's talking about the scriptures. Or even beyond that. You know, because those are the elect, they're going to be secured. And they've already been secured since the Most High created everything. But, you know, it's only going to be the elect that are going to make it out at the end of the day. They're the ones who are going to still maintain the faith, keep pushing, keep believing, you know, keep pushing this message to awaken all the elect out from the 2/3. Next, let me get Revelation 10, Revelation 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is going to get everyone. Everyone's going to feel the hour of temptation except the elect. They're the only ones who are going to make it out of there. And that's because, they have the faith. They truly believe in the Lord. And that faith is going to keep them, pushing them, keep them endured to the end. And that's why we need to, maintain that fire. That way we can be protected throughout all of the disasters that are coming. Because the whole world's going to be tested. And you're going to need that faith to endure all these trials and tribulations that we're going to suffer and go through. And now's the time to do it. While we still have the grace period. Then now's the time to really build up, get that knowledge, understanding, build up your faith. While we still got the time to do it. Next, let me get Revelation 3 and 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me, in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. So we're gonna sit beside the Lord. Sit beside Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's what we're gonna get to those who overcome these trials, the suffering that we have to go through. We're gonna end up being victorious in the end, being beside the Lord, man. And it's the best thing that can happen. Instead of being stuck in this world, suffering each and every day for nothing. Anyway, that's why we gotta maintain that fire, man. Gotta keep growing every day. Keep studying, keep building up, keep making lessons. And to go on highways and byways and prophesy, to awaken the elect. But anyway, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Hakudash. And to the next time, I'm going to say, Shalom.